seen these Pringles a number of times at the Trader Joe's, and yesterday I was sort of looking at them, and I said something about, I asked, or I sort of was talking about, are they good? And this other salesperson piped up and kind of recommended them highly and said they're delicious. I wonder, I guess the name of the company is OH Danish Bakery, and it's from a town in Wisconsin, and it's got a little figure that reminds me of Obelix from Asterix and Obelix a little bit. The little guy next to him. Oh, no, wait. No, I always get it wrong. Asterix is the little guy, Obelix is the big guy. So this looks a little bit like Asterix. I think it's going to be good. For the 4th of Advent. Happy 4th Advent. Next week is Christmas. Even though I'm getting somewhat into the Christmas spirit. So I just had my first and last piece of Kringle. So it's all flaky. It's puff pastry with the nice icing in layers. But it's absolutely, it has a filling. And guess what the filling is? It's the one filling that I really don't care for, and it's basically marzipan filling. It's almond paste. So it's very sweet, which I could deal with the sweetness, but I really don't like almond paste. I don't like marzipan. And so it's like runny marzipan filling, is how I would describe it. And so I'm not disappointed. In a way I'm glad, because it's such a, not healthy, it's full of sugar, whatever. I mean, if it were delicious, I would eat it, don't you worry. And we have other things. We got a babka, which I'm sure I'll like. And we still have the croissants that we've never cooked yet. And also we got some of the cinnamon rolls for actual Christmas. Is a bit of a tradition that we just heat up some cinnamon rolls. So, we're not lacking for sweet goodies. I just wanted to report back, in case people are, maybe people know that the Kringle is full of almond paste, or runny almonds. My husband will eat it, he likes it. And I was wondering what Kringle means, like it's a kind of ring, and then there's Kris Kringle, so I'm not sure about the whole Kringle story. I will report back to you. Maybe I'll even have a peek at the website. Talk to you soon. Happy Sunday. Bye. Happy Sunday, but you'll be seeing this on Monday, as people who've been watching me know. Catch you up a little bit. So for breakfast, after the Kringle disappointment, which I think I handled very maturely, if there's one thing I don't like, it's almond paste, and that thing is full of it, and it's overly sweet. So that combination just means I'm not going to touch any more of it. So I can't show it to you because it's kind of already been demolished. But the thing I went with was Trader Joe's had breakfast crumpets. And so I did a little bit of research on what is a crumpet. I don't know how many of my viewers will know. People in England and Australia will know, I think. It says here, I am looking at Wiki, small griddle bread made from unsweetened batter of water, milk, flour, and yeast, popular in United Kingdom, Canada, New Zealand, South Africa, and Australia. So definitely a sort of British bread, or, English, British. And it has a different consistency. I guess griddle, if you know what a griddle thing is, has the holes, and I should have toasted mine a little bit longer. They do get cold quickly, but they're absolutely delicious, because whatever you put on it, butter, I put strawberry jam, it kind of sinks into the holes, and the dough itself has a kind of soft, almost like undercooked consistency that is really quite yummy. And we can't get these at the Kroger, and I always like a good crumpet. I think honey is a good thing to put on top. Also, if you like it, Marmite or Vegemite. This is Marmite and Vegemite, so the yeast spreads that are famous in Australia, Vegemite, and then in England, Marmite. Back in the day, we did a taste test, and we actually decided we preferred the Marmite because it's a little creamier and less pungent or spicy than the Vegemite, but we like both of them. The key to getting used to this really strong flavor is spreading it very, very thinly on your toast or your crumpet. Actually, now I kind of want to try it. I think we have Marmite in the we always have some on hand because I like it. I grew up with Vegemite, of course, and as long as you don't overdo it, it's delicious. It's very, very savory, and so not exactly salty. It's more savory, for the umami taste, I would say. So I'm eating my crumpet. The trip to Trader Joe's was good, but it was very tiring, and we were both depleted when we came back. Billy even took a real nap, and I felt kind of off too a little bit. It was a good trip and everything was fine, and we had a lovely meal and everything. But there's always a little low-level anxiety, like even walking around the Trader Joe's. I never film there because I've heard that they don't like it. And the energy there, yesterday, sometimes it's interesting. I remember last time we were there, people were on edge, and people were kind of cranky. Yesterday, people were in a good mood. The people talking and the customers too. So it's a very vibey place. And I think it does set off something in me. It's too many people, for one thing. You know, we hardly see anyone, and you see a whole bunch of people. It's different people from our Kroger. At Kroger, it's almost like you see people that you sort of know, and you know the people who work there kind of a little bit, at least, you know, the familiar stranger aspect of a place you go to a lot. So I'm actually doing very well. I mean, I'm almost finished with Kindred. It's a quick read. It's a good book. I think it's good. I don't think the characters of the issues are fleshed out in any great complexity, but then again, maybe that would be too much of a book, turn into Blood Meridian, but you know, with a different topic. So it's sort of more a straightforward narrative. And Dana, our main lady, she's interesting because she doesn't really, the story's sort of personal to what she's going through, and she doesn't really let herself, and therefore the narrator, kind of take the big picture in, and you know, you want to sit down with someone and tell them what's going to happen. And then there's the whole Star Trek issue of is her coming back changing the course of history, which she doesn't address at all because she does want to. She wants to tell a story. So this, you get the sense of you want and the story's good, and it holds your attention. So you get the sense that that's what she wants to do, and doesn't want to go into all the vicissitudes of what's going on with this back and forth. She addresses the basics, the fact that her husband stayed there longer, and she came home to the modern day on her own, and therefore his time is slowed down. You know, her time, when she goes back, it's only for a very short amount of time, and but each time she goes back, years have passed. So the people there are kind of moving at a different pace than she is in the present. So what happens is she's out of sync with her husband because he stayed there. And anyway, which I think is really interesting. So I'm excited. It's also a kind of a sad read, of course, because it's dealing with her, you know, slavery, and the complexity of the relationships to the people around her, everyone. Yeah, so yeah, it's a solid listen. It's a solid listen, really well told story. Not overly poetic. It's kind of a straight, just narrative story. And the writing's good enough. It's good. It's not like, wow, but it's good. So I'll probably be done with that. Hopefully, I don't want to jinx it and say today, because when I say that on here, then I never finish a book, apparently. So, and I really have just touched the surface with my fun little read of this lady, she's a cosmetician in the 30s at this elegant salon, and she's going to be called away to do something interesting, and it's all focusing on her life so far and how cold it is when she gets up. She has to put the kettle on, and they're poor enough that her family has to have boarders. So, you know, good stuff, but I'm just at the beginning. Happy kitties, huh? It's cold out there today. Oh, now you do want to go out? Okay. He wants to go out. Okay. Off he goes. He'll be back soon, probably. You miss your tea. Yeah. Yeah. It's cold today, huh? It's cold. It's cold.